Hey
guys, welcome back to the We Can't Pick a Title podcast. BG here.
Oh, that's BG right there. This is JT right here. I was pointing at myself when you were saying that you were you. And
okay.
I was me.
I might have to put my glasses on because you're just sort of a blur way across the...
We're further away now. There are new digs. 5 feet over from the old digs.
There you are.
You know, hey,
there
how you doing? Hi.
Hi.
I put on some glasses at work the other day. They're apparently we keep like readers.
Okay.
For people there. And,
yep.
And they looked pretty thick, you know, when they were sitting on the counter. I was like, I should just try them just to see, you know. And I know my eyes are getting a little roughed up as we get older, kind of deal. I don't know if roughed up's probably not the right word, but,
okay.
You know, weaker.
All right.
Or more farsighted.
Yeah. Having trouble seeing.
Yeah, up close. You know, that whole thing where you're like, you know, you're used to like looking at something closer up and like, oh, that doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
That sort of maneuver.
It's not making it any better?
No, it's just sort of weird to adjust to. You know, it's like your whole life you've been like, what's that say on that cord there? Like, I can't see it. So you're just like that. And they're like, oh.
That's not any better.
That doesn't work now.
Super up close to your eyeball doesn't work.
Yeah, so anyway, I tried these readers the other day at work, and they were scarily okay. You know, it was weird because
scary.
Well, not scarily, I guess, just
pink bedazzled horn rimmed situation. Or?
No, just getting older and that whole thing, and needing.
Well, it's better than the alternative.
Needing enhancements to help you see, and pain in the ass of glasses and all that stuff. You know, pain in the glasses. You know.
Yeah, it's weird getting used to like going in and out of the freezer and like remembering to take them off and put them on the shelf at work and then go all the way over and go into the freezer.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, because otherwise it takes like a few minutes for them to thaw out, and then I have to like wipe them down because there's like weird lines on them.
So much condensation and stuff.
Yeah, even coming out of the cooler these days, it's like so humid. It's been raining here, so.
And the new like plastic glass type stuff that they use, it's like it has weird sort of ridges, I think, from where they polish it and everything there too. But I don't know. That's a whole deep dive.
Is it?
But yeah, it was weird because it was like the screen right in front of me was really clear, but everything else was like pretty blurry.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it was like, is that how it's supposed to be? I hope not. You know, because I hope that it's at least somewhat clear, all the other stuff.
Well, I think it's just for up close. Everything else will be all magnified.
Right? Yeah, I guess that's why they call them readers.
Way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. See what happens.
Have to go get an eye exam or something.
Go see the old glass doctor.
Yeah.
Is that what they call him?
I think that's for getting your car fixed.
Optometron?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's different.
Optometrist Prime.
Yeah.
That'd be, if I was an optometrist, that'd definitely be my name. I wouldn't even call myself like Dr. Thompson or
Prime Optometry.
Yeah, there you go. Like Autobots. There's got to be something there. Autobots Dental Clinic.
Oh.
With Optometrist Prime.
It's a glass store on the side.
Yeah. and robotics.
And mad scientists.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the best way to go.
Evil laughs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I did an evil laugh. I meant to do the Autobots rollout.
Okay.
You know, that thing, but that's right.
From the show.
I think I was thinking of Megatron.
And that's a reference to
Transformers.
Yeah. Right. That's where the cars turn into people, but robots.
Robots.
They're sentient cars or something?
Yeah, I guess.
From space or something?
Bipedal robots.
From space?
Yeah.
And they're transform?
They're from Unicron? No.
Unicornus?
Wow, I can't remember.
James is
Transformers
throwing
Planet.
Stuff at the screen right now. He's
Every
like,
nerd
this
is just
what
like,
it is.
Gah! Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough ranting on
your
things.
eyes.
We got a new light situation, and it's peeking me very like red and shiny everywhere.
Hey, you look a little shiny.
Yeah, for
a little
sure.
glazed donut situation going on there.
I don't think I needed the light so much as you did in your dark corner of power there.
Well,
you know,
nobody puts Bobby in a corner except for me.
Except for you. Yeah. You can put yourself in a corner.
You know.
Don't paint yourself in a corner, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's the bad one.
Don't poop yourself in the corner.
Oh, well.
Brought to you by...
It's your brown paint. Using brown paint.
Have you guys ever had Vita coconut water with pineapple? I had some at work today, and not even that much of it. And then I had to go to the bathroom right away after lunch. Huh. Well, I don't know if it was the coconut water made me like...
it's a natural laxative, right? So
I guess, but is that why everybody's buying it? Like, it sells like crazy. Oh, yeah. I feel bad for like all of the bathroom attendants everywhere.
You can't even get normal water. Everything's got coconut in it. Yeah. You know, or some sort of weird collagen or something now they sell.
Yeah.
Collagen water.
I want to finish it because it was delicious, but I'm like not sure if I like... if it was the coffee from work that like made me have to go like whoop.
Oh.
And then, you know, have to go. Hard to say. Anyways, if you're having trouble pooping, get some Vita coconut water. But maybe don't plan to be away from your toilet for a little bit.
So, coconut water.
Yes.
Is that the actual water inside of the coconut?
Yeah, like if you bust one open.
Milk is like
that's
milk
pulverized
squeezed and
from the meat part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because at first I was like, why don't they call it cashew water instead of cashew milk? But
because cashews don't have water inside them.
Wrung out each little cashew.
Yeah, right. They don't have like a vessel of water inside of them.
Delicious. Trying to get cashews open.
Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe I might be totally wrong.
You're totally right. Yeah, I had a bit of a brain there.
A brain drain.
Okay. Brain drain.
Yeah.
You know, I like to call it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it is like a legit laxative, right? Like
I don't think that's what it's for. Like it says very high in potassium and a source of magnesium and electrolytes. So, which is lovely. But it's like...
Everybody loves electrolytes.
It doesn't say, like...
That's what plants crave.
Stick to the toilet area. It's just gluten-free, once open, keep refrigerated, and consume within 24 hours. So,
that'd be great if that was the actual wording on the back. You might want to stick close to the toilet on this one.
Here's a coupon for some fucking TP. Yeah. Just in case. There is sugar in it, too. Like, I was like, whoa, it's weirdly sweet. There's coconut water from concentrate, which is water and coconut water concentrate. And then there's sugar.
And is there any added Vita? Or is it just Vita? They just named it Vita Coco.
I think because it's all like Life Force style.
Vita.
But it's like only 120 calories, which isn't so crazy. But then it's like 28 grams of carbohydrates because of the sugar. That's 27 grams of sugar. Carbohydrates. 0 fiber, 0 protein. A lot of potassium. Vitamin C and stuff too. But
how many calories?
Only 120 for the 500 mils, so it's quite a bit.
Okay, 500 mils. Okay.
I mean, it tastes yummy.
I was looking up a can of Coke.
I wouldn't want to get it for a road trip.
Lots of rest stops, maybe on your road trip, you know.
If you like being doubled over in a rest stop, pooping, taking up all the time in there.
If you had an electric car and had to stop for charges all the way.
You just have one of those when you get to there, and then you'll have to take a dump before you go.
Dump while your thing's charging. Your Tesla's. Yeah. I'm on Tesla time. Yeah. That's great. I gotta go take a Tesla. That's pretty okay.
Yeah. Anyways, keep her regular.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You know,
if you're not into prunes
and cocoa water, you know, cut your road trip short.
I don't know.
And then do a little more, you know.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, put down the puppy pads on your seat before you leave.
Wear your brown pants.
Wear your brown pants.
A 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 140 calories.
Okay.
355 mils.
How much sugar?
So less mils. Oh, I don't know.
That's the...
Yeah, right. That's
the versus.
Thing.
That's the versus.
What's your formula there now you got going? You were telling me the other day.
That's to find out if your protein, if it's a good source of protein.
Oh, right.
But I don't remember what the guy's thing was.
Right. 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 39 grams of sugar.
So this is like 27. So it's only 10 more grams of sugar, and you can just have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But I mean, you won't get all the potassium and stuff. I'm going to try it. We'll see if I have to poop before the end.
And then there's lots of other crap in Coca-Cola too, right? Maltodextrin, I think. And
I don't know.
Caramel flavoring and shit too. There you go. ASMR drink. Equivalent to about 9.75 teaspoons of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
That's like basically 10 teaspoons of sugar in your can of Coke.
Yeah.
Yeesh. I got to remember that. That's what helped me kick Pepsi last time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's what it was. It was a bag of cotton candy. It was basically the same amount of sugar in a can of Pepsi as in like a whole bag of cotton candy.
Yeah, and could you eat a whole bag of cotton candy?
I haven't eaten a bag of cotton candy in my entire life.
There you go.
Like I'm not a big
Altogether of all the times you've had cotton candy.
Exactly. Yeah, literally. Yeah, for sure. I've never really gotten it myself. Maybe the odd time.
Yeah.
But like I'll take the odd piece of somebody else's. But I was never a big fan.
Yeah.
Because it was always just like
kind of texture of insulation.
Weird flavor. Yeah, exactly. Sweet insulation kind of thing.
I think it's about the melty part.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fun part.
It's the fun melted in your tongue thing.
You see that guy that does it on a stick thing, and it's like his cotton candy machine always explodes and stuff. I'll try to find his name and put it up here, but he's an Asian guy. He does it with his kids and everything too, and his machine is like just caked in all kinds of old colors of sugars and everything, and like it's all over the walls, and because sometimes this whole thing just goes kabah and just explodes in a big sugar thing. And
I hope he's not selling it.
Well, and then what he does though is he spins it on a stick, and then he can like, I'm doing it all weird, but he can like push it in on certain areas to make it look like a nice flower or like a
make
sponge bobby
yeah,
kind of
I've
thing.
seen that.
And, and he does ones that are like really, really tight, like just tight
super
spheres
intricate.
and stiff stuff.
How's his words?
I need a drink of water.
Yeah, that's what it is. ASMR.
Oh man!
Oh golly!
I feel sorry for anybody that just listens, doesn't watch on the YouTube for the context.
To see your face.
Exactly.
It just gets you out of nowhere.
Hummingbird wars at the feeder.
I think Pawsy's dad's here. We're gonna take a pause.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, some sort of car.
Just gonna pause it for a sec.
Pause for the pause.
And we're back.
We're back.
Salty's
We're back.
Played buddy's dad came to pick her up.
Yay, Pazzarino.
He can finally eat supper.
Oh yeah, hey.
She was a bit hungry. It was cute. She was doing the full like lick all the way up the side of her face look. And
really?
Looking at me like I'm like, oh, are you hungry? Yeah. She's like, and does this big lick again. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a little bit of dog food.
That's great.
Yeah.
He's a podcast fan. He said he's like, what? You podcast? Well, what is it? What are you guys talking about? He's like, whatever.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah. He listens to, he said, like science and neurology type stuff. And I want to be like, we're basically the same thing.
Science. It's science. There's a lot of, it's science.
It's science, Urology.
Is that?
Urology? No.
Where they're talking about your wiener hole?
Yes.
Urethroology?
Yeah. I think sort of anything urine related anyways.
Okay. He's into the yellow stuff.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
It's his number one favorite.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Okay.
That sort of is, I guess, how it is. Because a urologist and then a proctologist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the proctologist has like, you're number 2. All the time. But hey, dude.
Probably.
The number 2 license
when they get
plate
together.
Stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're not good enough.
Number 1, number 2. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, amongst other doctors.
Is there rivalries?
Which one is, like, considered the grosser of the two professions? Or, like, it probably, I mean, because poop's grosser than pee, right? Like, as far as, like, if you were to, like...
stinkier sometimes.
Yeah.
Messier.
More unpredictable.
Well, more solids in the mix.
Right. I wasn't planning on going down that rabbit hole, but,
You're thinking more front end than back end?
Well...
Someone was asking about something at work the other day.
Oh.
And they thought we should talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's my really crude segue. It's a bumpy little segue.
I can't even remember how we got on the topic of it, but I work at like a, what do you call it, natural foods store.
Natural
organic
foods co-op.
Yeah, neutral foods.
Yeah.
Fair trade type co-op thing. Mm-hmm. And I think it actually started from like kids, because there was like a bunch of, there was a day of like many reasons why I'm glad I don't have kids.
A lot of stressed
kind
out,
of day. A lot of stressed out kids and
grumpy
parents
kids
and it was just all day.
All the poster children for birth control came through.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So somehow we got talking about kids or whatever. And I said something about condoms. I think we sell condoms, condoms in the back or whatever, in aisle 2, something like that. And then we got joking about like, because it's a natural foods place, and like, so it was like, so would they be like plant-based, like cellulose type condoms or
like seaweed
bamboo,
condoms or something?
Seaweed, that'd be collagen. There it goes back to collagen. No, that's just a tongue
almost
twister.
There.
Yeah.
Almost there.
So she was like, she's like, on the package, do not get wet.
Oh, no.
Like that, hey. And I said, once open, must use within 5 days, shelf life and stuff like that.
Just letting it dry out.
No MSG
Savage.
in these condoms.
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free condoms. That'd be great. Yeah.
Gluten-free prophylactics?
Lactose-free. Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, it was great. We riffed back and forth.
Well, I guess they used to be made out of like sheep intestines or something
and
way back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it was intestines, not skin. That'd be pretty. They're gonna rinse them out and reuse them.
I thought it. Oh yeah, maybe it's like stomach linings.
Yeah, it's got to be thinner.
Right. Yeah. Good call.
Wiener shaped.
Yeah. So
it's already tube shaped.
It's not considered skin, I guess. Then, right? Yeah. No. That's like.
It's not your dermis or epidermis.
Your inner dermis?
It's your guts.
It's just your dermis. There's got to be a name for it, right?
It's guts.
Membrane?
Oh.
Insane in your membrane?
Probably.
Insane in your brain. I don't remember that song. I've been listening to Bare Naked Ladies lately.
I noticed.
And because I got to play like safe stuff at work. I'm allowed to play whatever music I want, but I was never told the rules are you got to. But I'm just out of my own,
Yeah, for the vibe of a natural foods co-op, you don't want Metallica necessarily, or
even Metallica. I don't know how many swears are in that. But
just some Enter Sandman scaring all the customers.
Well, that's the other day that happened. I can't even remember what playlist I was on, but it was like pretty tame. I think it was like a bluesy kind of thing, but then it kicked over to like some new blues, and I think what's the name? John Mayer.
Yeah.
So I come around the corner from the cooler, and it's just fucking just full on
crazy guitar solo.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right. Let's just skip that over, and it went for quite a while.
Just people are like anxiety shopping, just like selling a lot of decaf.
Yeah, for sure.
Stress meds.
Yeah.
We are flying through these on Wednesdays. I don't know what's going on.
What the hell's happening?
Cannot keep this rescue remedy in stock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Selling lots of chips.
And the kids are all bad right now.
It's all comfort foods.
Yeah. Kids are angry.
We're selling no veggies and all chips and chocolate lately. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Oh, no.
Couldn't be the bad influence at the till either.
No.
No.
I
know. Yeah, so then I got to play like
I want to be like you.
Ooh, that's a good song.
I want to walk like you. Talk like you. Ooh. Go all full Jungle Book style.
Now we got to pay for that song. There goes the budget.
Uh-oh.
There goes the big budget, the podcast budget. Yeah, so I got to play like pretty safe stuff.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people play like just instrumental type stuff, jazz instrumental and
or super sleepy jazz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of times it gets pretty slow, and I'm like, if I have my choice, I'd rather be a little bit more
peppy.
Like this at work, and
it gets you through the
keeps
day
it going,
better.
and yeah, for sure. There's definitely days where it's like
I'm not looking to slip into a meditation while I'm buying an apple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some weird, crazy trance music and stuff, and for the most part, most people are pretty good there. But there's the odd time where I'm just like. And maybe it happens to them too, where they picked sort of more upbeat thing, but then along comes doodaloo boodaloo slow piano kind of jazzy thing, and like there's too many notes.
Put you to frickin' sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing like Bare Naked Lady, Tragically Hip, and safe stuff like that ish, but still like kind of fun,
Canadian
and funky, and
40 somethings will be into it.
Yeah, and it's funny. You watch people, you look around and you watch people. They're sort of like shopping at first, and they're bopping their head a little bit more, and then you see them. They sort of start shifting their hips a little bit and their legs even, and kind of getting into it. Like, right on
over there.
And they're like, oh, okay. And you remember this song?
A lot of broken hips at the co-op. This is like, Jason, it's Senior's Day. Simmer down. Yeah.
Well, not quite that. I'd have to be playing like Billie Holiday or that kind of Elvis. There you go. That'd be the one. Yeah, for sure. Some Jerry Lee Lewis. Get everybody.
Those lyrics didn't really age well.
She was only 16. Only 16. How many songs are out there about 16-year-olds?
Yeah, or you're only my second cousin, but let's do it anyway. It's like, what?
12-year-old cousin. You know?
Don't Jerry Lee Lewis. Stop it.
That kind of thing is fine back then.
Stop it.
You know?
There's so many fish in the sea.
Just stop it.
Just swipe left.
Well, and that's the weird thing, right? Like how... So this is going to sound weird and creepy.
Okay.
I'm just going to disclaim that right away.
Yeah.
On the top here. This is going to sound weird and creepy.
Figure out the whole.
But yeah, I'm going to look at it from a purely scientific point of view. But yeah, exactly. Like there had to have been, you'd think, a pretty damn strong connection. Weirdly enough, that's more than just a cousinly thing.
Yeah.
I assume he had lots of other cousins or something.
I don't think so.
No?
It didn't seem like it.
Oh, okay. I just figured down in the South.
No,
lots
it's
of
not
cousins.
all swapping Thompson style.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, he could, like you said, probably could have had
other pick of the litters.
His pick of whatever of age women that
gals that
could have gotten
around.
along with just as well and maybe even better. But, you know,
I think
it's just
sometimes
weird.
They pick people that they can have influence over.
Yeah,
too.
Right.
You know?
Right. I didn't think of the creep angle.
Well, not necessarily a creepy way, but like, somebody that's going to be your arm candy and go along for the ride. And some people are just happy to just be arm candy, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
you're like, it's a lot easier than I'm going to be out making my own way in the world all by myself.
Yeah, I guess,
Started
out innocent enough. And
yeah, maybe.
No. I'm making a weird face.
Yeah, don't marry cousins and stuff. It's weird.
And definitely don't marry 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
or 13 or whatever age
don't
was.
do it.
Just don't.
Just no thanks.
That's not it. They still have lots of life to live, that they don't need to be all shacked up in your fucking bullshit. Right? I mean...
It's a little selfish.
It's a
little selfish.
I'm thinking of other places, because it happens like in other places in the world too, where they're like betrothed at pretty young ages.
9.
And it's like, just no. And there's a whole argument for being betrothed and making it work still and blah, 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 blah. But no.
You don't have to.
No. Yeah, exactly. No. It shouldn't be a forced thing. It should be, okay, I'm consensual. At a certain age where
we're all about the consent
I can make my own
here
decisions,
at the podcast.
And you can...
I choose.
You can find some suitors, and I choose to be betrothed to that one, which I guess is just picking your husband then.
I think that's the dating
than betrothed,
game.
Right? That's a whole different thing.
Dating game?
That's fun too, though. Shows? You making Whoopi?
I thought she was canceled or something. But
no.
Maybe not.
That should be, she should come up with her own show. Making Whoopi,
Yeah.
And have like lookalikes come on.
Yep.
Or like makeup actors. What'd you say? Cushions? And they're making cushions. Oh, just making whatever.
Whoopee cushions.
But in... I can't catch that. Yes, points on that one for sure. That's great.
Anyways, I like your angle too. I was going back to brought to you by Vita Coco coconut water. You want to poop or maybe fart or poop in your pants? Get some Vita Coco.
These jokes sponsored by
Gotta poop.
These whoopee cushion jokes.
Yeah. Do you want to sound like you might have pooped your pants?
But making Whoopi, she could have people on there that make things that look like her. You know, and it could be whatever. Today we're going to have painters, and tomorrow we're going to have furniture designers. It could be
a rug.
You know, exactly. Oh, yeah. Some sort of latch hook type rug.
Exactly.
You know, or whatever.
Those come in and out of people's lives.
All day. You know?
Yeah. Not like a donkey one, though.
Oh, no?
No.
No, okay. No. Just a normal one.
Just, Whoopi shaped one.
Right. I think that'd be
like
fun. I could see a rug being like a Whoopi shaped face rug thing.
Crazy with the extra long hair.
Yeah.
Dread them together.
Yeah. See, and this is why it's difficult to pinpoint down when people ask, what's your podcast about?
Yeah.
I can't tell them that.
We're not sure either.
3 minutes ago, we were talking about, I can't even remember what it was. And now we're on to Whoopi-shaped rugs and furniture.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah. All right.
I think we were talking about condoms at the co-op. That's how it started.
That's how it always starts.
Says every time. 60% of the time, it happens every time.
Happens every time, 60% of the time. Isn't that how that goes?
Yeah, I think so. Was Paul Rudd in that?
Yeah, that's, Anchorman.
Anchorman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like doing a little segue over into Amy Poehler's new talk show.
Oh, yeah.
Good Hang.
Good Hang. Yeah.
I listened to the Paul Rudd one, and it's neat because she has somebody on that the person knows before she has the person on. So she had John Hamm on at the beginning of the podcast, and so
cool.
It was a remote. So she was like, and hers is a video too on Spotify, which is super cool.
Right.
So you can choose to just do the audio or you can watch it. Mm-hmm. And so John Hamm was like in between takes on this project that he's working on. So he's in a white tuxedo and he's like had just been up in a hot air balloon and now they're like resetting to get the other angle.
Oh, nice.
And so he's like had called her and was like doing a FaceTime thing for the Paul Rudd interview. And so she was like talking to him about how they knew each other and stuff, and then asked like what questions should I ask him.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a cool little way to do it.
Yeah. So it's neat. She gets to talk to two different people, like somebody that knows them and then also has the interview with that person.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to that one, and what was the other one that I just listened to?
The Amy Poehler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know she had like Tina and Martin Short and
I don't remember off the top of my head, but Good Hang with Amy Poehler is really fun.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah. I think it was Seth Meyers.
On that movie Friendship, I think I talked about it last week.
Okay.
With Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets sort of weird and creepy and stuff. And with Paul Rudd on there, he got like, not flack, but people commenting, because on there, so on Anchorman, his name is Brian Fantana or whatever.
Yeah.
And mustache and sort of wispy hair and everything.
Yeah.
And on Friendship, his name is Brian and has a mustache and wispy hair.
Oh,
sort of
similar
deal.
character?
And it was just written like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it wasn't like written
by a fan
as
of
that
exactly. Anchorman person.
Yeah.
They're not
just
the same.
Weird coincidence. And
but I think
the he asked about like shaving it off or getting rid of it or something because of, don't want people to think this is the same character. It's just ongoing.
Right.
Or this is where he's at now or anything like that. And I think the writer or the director said like, no, we need the mustache. It makes the guy. We need the mustache, kind of deal. So yeah. It was a good movie. Actually, it was really good. It was just sort of, if you can handle a little bit of weird dude cringe kind of thing. Because Tim Robinson, he's sort of the type of guy that even if you looked at him, he like looks like a bit of a goofy kind of guy. Okay. Cringy kind of guy. So he just plays right into it. And he just does some really weird stuff that everybody else just like, what the fuck is this guy?
Okay.
So yeah. And it's basically, just all about their sort of weird friendship back and forth and everything. He moves in down the street from him. And Paul Rudd's like a cool guy. Sort of deal. And the other guy's not.
And wants to hang out with him.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, and hilarity and craziness ensues.
And it's a TV show or a video?
Movie.
Yeah,
new movie that just came out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to think of what we were just watching the other day though.
Uh-oh.
It was really funny that I was like laughing out loud. Oh,
Pardon me.
Girls Five Eva. That one. I just pictured Paula Pell.
Yeah,
the older lady in there. Yeah.
It's not really my kind of show because I don't really care about girl bands. But I'm like in my 40s, and so like that's relatable. And then it's well written and it's funny.
Yeah,
like that's what's kept me going on it.
It's all the little quips that I like.
Yeah,
that make me do a bit of
the in-betweeners.
Kind of like, holy shit.
It's well written for sure.
Yeah, definitely a couple of different layers of jokes.
Yeah.
Peppered in there and stuff. And,
it's basically there's like a girl band, and they sort of all fell apart or whatever after like one
they think
album.
They're going to be famous forever. Five Eva.
Forever, but there's 5 of them, so it's like everything's around the 5 ever.
Everything's a stupid pun off of 5 Eva. And
then later on in their life, they didn't make it big at that point when they were young.
Yeah.
And everybody goes on to go do their own thing, and it's neat to find out what everybody's doing, and this other new up-and-comer decides to use their song as like the backtrack for one of his songs. Right. And then they get asked to come and play live when he played live on like Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, right. That's,
so that's sort of the premise of the beginning of the thing. And so they're like, oh, we might have a comeback.
Yeah, so they start really pushing for that kind of deal and get their old manager sort of trying not to get him too involved, but he's just a scumbag.
He just has so many things that he was doing back then that he really shouldn't have been doing, and that he's like in mandatory
sensitivity training.
Yeah, because and he does like air honks from across the room. He's like, I do them from across the room now. Honk. And it's like implying that he used to just honk the gals on their boobs when they were young. It's you're like, oh, this is so problematic, and they poke fun at like how problematic this character is,
and how the industry used to be, and everything too,
and how they're
boy bands and girl bands, and
trying to hook people up, and even though they're not into the other person and stuff. So it's
I liked it.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we're like a few episodes in.
I think 3 or 4 now. They got like 3 seasons out, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they don't get famous right away, I guess.
I guess they're still struggling.
Just creeping along.
Or they had to up and then back down again.
That can happen.
Yeah. That can happen. Sometimes you go up and then back down again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hal, what do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, rock and roll.
What, you're getting out of here? You gotta go?
Yeah, I mean, a hard out.
Your heart?
No, not.
What?
No, I'm not hard.
Oh.
No. Wait.
Hard to understand sometimes.
Hard out, they call it. Yeah, hard to understand sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You don't have any would you rathers or...
Oh, no. I mean, I could maybe look one up here real quick.
No, you gotta think of one.
Oh, shit, that's hard. Speaking of hard. You got one?
I'll think up one.
Okay. Think up one.
No, there's a few floating around in there.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if they're any good.
Okay,
interesting
let's find out.
or anything.
A couple of floaters.
Would you rather have like all your food sorted out and not have to do dishes or think about food or any of that sort of thing?
That's a good one.
Or would you rather have like somebody that like made sure that you had all the clothes that you wanted and shoes and any kind of accessories that you would wear on your body, and unlimited for that, and never have to do laundry or whatever? And that would include like bedding and sheets and stuff and towels too.
And can that be like whatever I want and sort of like a custom fit to how I like and everything too?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a good one, babe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the food one was definitely winning at first just because of
convenience
and slash taste slash everything, right?
Yeah. But maybe you don't get a choice.
To look at me, you wouldn't think that I like clothing and I'm into it. And like when I see jackets and certain things on TV and movies, I'm like, oh, I like that. I really dig it.
Like
certain
the Matrix.
things. Yeah, that was a little too gothy, whatever.
I'm teasing you.
But I've never been able to really get a lot in my size. Mm-hmm. Even when I was fitter, my back is still very long and my legs are short, and it's a little bit of a weirdness thing. Mm-hmm. And budget was always the other thing too. Mm-hmm. So I always sort of had to shop within my budget /
yeah.
And I'm a big fan of comfortability size. As well.
Yeah.
But I have worn a couple of nice suits in my time that I've borrowed, I think, that were really comfy. I could have worn them for anything, and they were nice and everything. I liked them, so oof. And I used to be really into hats and shoes.
Yep.
Ooh, shit, I don't know. I think I would still have to go for the food thing. Mm-hmm. Because
the money that you'd save, you could just get all the clothes you
exactly.
want.
Whatever clothes I want, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it would also be healthier and smarter for me.
Yeah.
There'd be less like impulse choices.
You'd have stuff just ready for you and you could have a meal plan.
But on the flip side, I wouldn't want a chef or a cook or anybody like that gives me any shit. If I want some poutine, then I need some poutine. So it might also be bad to have ding-a-ling-a-ling, make me some sliders and some whatever,
Yeah, I don't know that it would be at the ding-a-ling-a-ling. I think it would be like a ahead of time.
Okay, yeah.
Like
a personal shopper.
Set your meal plan, set your goals, and then they would just make sure that everything's all meal prepped and ready to go, and then they would clean it all up after you were done and stuff, and there would just be stuff available and ready to go.
Right, because I don't have a personal tailor or stylist or anything on the other flip side of it, right? Like, not on the go, on the whim, on the ding-a-ling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, do you have an answer? I don't know.
I would go food.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah, as much as I like to prepare food and stuff, it would be really nice to not have to ever
I would have
worry
to go
about
food.
The cost of it or any of that sort of stuff, too.
Right. Yeah,
and the time it takes to prep it. Like, I do like shopping for food, and I do like prepping and cooking and stuff, but it takes away from everything else that I like doing in life, too.
Just the time of it and everything, too.
It takes time to cook well and eat right.
Yeah, I'm not spending a bunch of time shopping or trying on clothes and stuff. Yeah. But food you have to do, right? So.
But tougher choice than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, actually, good call. Hands down, I thought, food, whatever the other thing is. Yeah. It's got to be that. I mean, short of
but I know
being able
that
to fly or
a
something.
Bit of a shoe dude.
Yeah.
If you had your way, you'd still have 30 pairs of shoes that fit. And worked.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hats and everything, even though I don't even wear hats.
You got all kinds of fucking hats.
Well, yeah, but I don't wear them anymore. Really? I mean, the odd one.
You just got a closet full of hats.
If I had different cool hats, I used to be really into ball caps. Let's say that, but not baseball, basketball, and everything else. But watches.
There a difference between a basketball hat and a baseball hat?
No, just the teams.
Oh,
that's why I said ball cap, and I was like, I don't know if people expect baseball. I don't know why. I just thought
team hats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was a good one.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good one. That made me really think for a second.
Around a little bit.
Looking back, it had to be food. Yeah. Really.
We're pretty chubby. Food's expensive.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I don't care what people think about me with what I wear. I mean, I would love if I had unlimited budget and, somebody to source out my clothes and stuff for me. Yeah. I would love to wear only natural fibers and, so that it's just like way less static in my life and it's more comfortable and energetically I think it's better for you and all that. But
yeah, I know. I think anytime I've dressed up and felt comfortable in what I'm dressed up in, because I've definitely dressed up before vibe. And felt all like I'm either squished in or this is not right or something's not
fitting good,
weird, and
Yeah, you're hard to be around when you're not in your comfiest.
I'm not exactly. Yeah.
If you didn't have super reactive skin, it would make a difference. I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And that's a big part of it because I get really sweaty, and then I think it just becomes like an anxious panic attacky kind of thing, right? You know, and
people want to wear clothes that they feel good in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. And it does make a big difference, I think, when you're like, you're just sort of beaming in something you look good in.
Feel better if you're comfortable.
Yeah.
If you got a super atomic wedgie or,
old school corset style,
or
sucked
your
in.
shoes are too small.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, good one.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
My other one was going to be poutine or Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, shit. Come on. Now you're killing me. Oof. I mean...
That'd be like lasagna or pumpkin pie for me.
Okay.
I'd be like, it would depend on the day.
Yeah, that's same.
Will there be whipped cream? Is it a whole pie? Is it a whole lasagna?
Can I put Philly cheesesteak toppings on my poutine?
No.
No. Okay. No. Okay. Can I put poutine in my Philly cheesesteak?
No.
That one, I might have to circle back on.
I would go Philly cheesesteak.
You would?
Yeah.
You would for you, or you would for me?
For me.
Okay.
And I would probably go for lasagna.
Yeah, hey?
Just because, unless it's like, pumpkin pie my mom
And it's not like
something.
this is the only meal you get for the rest of your life
No,
kind of deal.
no,
It's just yeah.
You're only allowed one or the other because your budget's like...
I have this or I can have that.
Yeah, because you got to share the other thing with
totally
other
depends
people.
on the day. That's,
Yeah,
I
for
hate
sure.
to, do that to it, but kind of
I just think I'd get more protein out of the
Philly.
But I wouldn't want all that bread, but the potatoes, I'd be happy if, yeah.
And again, we don't even want to dive down this whole of the quality of the foods.
Well,
I mean, depending on the Philly
if it was
cheesesteak,
really,
it depends
really
on the
good,
poutine.
if they were
Both
really,
just
really,
really good,
yeah.
I guess, right? Got to be the Philly cheesesteak then.
Yeah.
A really good Philly cheesesteak is fucking
dynamite.
I almost start crying when I think about it. For real, it's
I can
really
see
good.
your eyes are welled up.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah.
And because I think of the memories sometimes. I'm in Winnipeg with my brother Steve at this Philly cheesesteak place. There's this little shack under the bridge.
He was punching you?
Kind of deal. And
in the shack?
In the shack, yeah, punching me in the shack.
He was like... You're like, oh my eyes!
Yeah, it was a place that's been there for like 40 years kind of deal or something, and the guy makes it right there in front of you, and it was basically just
like
a giant
sushi
grill.
place, but it's
Philly cheese. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Was that all they made, or was there a bunch of different
it's
stuff?
all they made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're really good at one thing, you don't need to fuck around, especially in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you get the classic one, mushrooms and provolone and some green peppers in there. Oof. Yeah. It was so good.
It was hard to not get a small fries after work today.
Oh yeah, hey? Yeah.
I was kind of glad I was getting a ride home.
Must be getting hungry again. Didn't we eat supper?
We did.
Getting hungry again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That was a good one.
Now that everybody wants Philly cheesesteak and French fries, we're not going to have that.
For sure. Yeah.
Anyways,
yay!
If you're feeling bunged up,
back to the.
Be sure to get some Vita Coco coconut water with pineapple. So far, I haven't had to evacuate during the podcast. Thank goodness.
You're gonna want that coconut water.
But if you're bunged up, give her a go.
Give her a couple of goes.
Give her a go and just hang out near the loo with some soft toilet paper.
Yeah, like it says on the bottle. You're gonna want to stick close to the toilet.
Yeah.
Like
it says on the bottle.
There's a warning label on there. Yeah.
Stay close to the shitter.
Don't go too far. Stay close to the shitter.
It says. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay. And
on that note,
wash your hands when you're done.
Okay,
way. Guys. Thanks for joining us. Yay. And we'll try to catch up with you again next week. You can join us on any of the social media stuff like Facebook or Instagram at We Can't Pick.
Pretty much those.
And
YouTubes.
If you want to.
Hit us up on the YouTubes and subscribe on that shit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because then you get to see us, right?
You get to see this smiling face. My big old mustache.
And this dude.
YouTube.com/We Can't Pick.
You dude?
You dude? YouTube.com?
No, YouTube.
No, that YouTube. I assume that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a different country.
OnlyFans for dudes. Only dudes. It's got to be a thing.
Yeah, wasn't it just the 20th anniversary of Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was like
was.
OnlyFans, but it was like 20 years. No way.
No.
But Brokeback, okay.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Yeah, me
Did
neither.
you?
No, but there's been a bunch of videos with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay.
Talking about it and
Okay.
interviews from back in the day and just people talking about how it like changed their life. This one, they were goofing off backstage, like, because they were such good friends, Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger, and they, they're kind of light and bubbly when they went out on stage at this interview, and they got out there, and the first guy that stood up to ask was like, I just want to let you know you changed my life. In the last 10 days, I've watched this 11 times.
Oh, crazy.
And it gives me hope for the future. And
jacked off every time.
No. Just that love is love. It doesn't matter who you're in love with. And it's like kind of a heartbreaking story, but it's still a story about love. And
yeah, because he dies, right? One of them.
I don't know. I think it winds up being that they just, the one guy's like married, and the other guy's supposed to be going off to get married, and they're moving cattle through the mountains, and they just have this connection, and they get along really well. And
I can't quit you. That's the line. The famous line.
The one guy's like, "Oh, you coming back next year? To do this again?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't think that I am." And he's like, "Oh, we could get a place somewhere." And he's like, "Well, you've got." Susie or whatever, and your daughter, and basically like, hey, we have commitments to these other people, but he's like, it's maybe not who they are deep inside, but
right.
And back then, I guess there might have got shot for
definitely
living with another dude,
definitely ostracized from
being in love with
the farmer cowboy community.
Yeah, people might not have bought their cattle or whatever, and so it's kind of. Heartbreaking that way.
Assume they, were doing things to the cattle and everything else because, well, people think that
people are afraid of people
is what they think of, right?
Oh, that's what they used to think. I don't think people are thinking that anymore.
People that are against it, that's definitely what they think.
I don't know why anybody would be against loving somebody else.
It's so stupid.
It's pretty messed up. Anyways, love each other. And if you can't be nice, shut your fucking mouth.
Back it up.
And
I'll break your back.
We'll kick your asses if you fuck with our people.
Breaking your back.
Yeah. And anyway, just keep your sticks on the ice and nips up.
And your ice on the mountain.
Keep your nips up.
All right. Keep your elbows up.
Elbows up.
That's a whole other political thing now.
That's okay.
All right.
Almost made it through without talking about Trump.
That was so close to not being political at all. Yeah, well.
Oh,
shit. Okay.
I got to see my good friend Joe.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Joe. Hey, love Joe.
It was amazing. She's visiting on island and popped in as we were going. I was going to go for a walk with Salty, and we went for a walk all through the trails in Hollyhock and came home and had a great visit. And she's one of those people that you can see once every 5 years, and she just always cheers you on. And
she's got such a cool energy.
She's lovely.
Just, some people say, oh, they have a real good energy, and she has that.
Yes.
But she also has like a beautiful energy, but also a bit of like fun and funky
super
and weird and
smart.
She's sarcastic
awesome,
and smart,
sense of humor,
and just really cool energy.
And amazing listener, and always has had phenomenal advice. When my brother's kids were living with us for like that year, she was a friend and a hair client, mostly a hair client, but she was like just a steady sounding board for stuff we were going through, and incredibly supportive. And she's always been really, really supportive. And it's like this long lost sister that you didn't even know you had, soul sister.
And she was going through her own shit at the same time, sort of too, right?
Yeah, so, I suppose. Yeah, So she was there at our wedding actually too. Yeah. So she's doing amazing, and it was super awesome to get to see her and go for a walk with her, even though we were only like out for like an hour together. It was like
that's enough.
Beyond comfortable.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, the house was all messy and stuff, and I was just like, "Yep, come in, come in." I had answered the door, and I had half of my hair,
curlers,
half of my braid out, and then brushed, so I looked like mad scientist on one side and scruffy kid
great.
On the other side.
Boob hanging out still.
No, I was dressed.
Not that far.
No. That was after.
It was great. She came into the store and that was after.
Just joking.
Yeah. Yeah, she came into the store and she totally did like she was looking at something and turned around and I was right there. And it was like one of those, it sometimes still takes you a second.
Yeah.
Where like I totally recognized her face right away and it was like, hi. And she did the same thing where it was like, hey, I don't think she expected to see me there,
for sure.
Hey, so we hug and everything.
She wouldn't have known you're back there.
And then I go around the till behind the counter and she's like, you're working here? She just freaks out like, oh, that's so great. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Pretty dang cool. Yeah. It was lovely to see Joe.
Hey. Anyway, on that note,
that was super
long goodbye.
Super positive.
All right.
Anyways, we'll catch you next time
for sure.
And hit us up on the socials or whatever. And
love you all very much. All right.
Talk to you next week.
Yay.
Wrapping it up in a nice little bow. I really hope you liked all of our stories. We don't really have an outro yet. We hope we didn't cause too many bories. That's when you get bored and you're like, fuck this, and you space out and you look over there. You don't want to quit listening 'cause you love us and you're putting up with our shenanigans.